How's it going, guys? Welcome back. So, the road is actually making some sort of progress. I know it might not look like it, but it is. If we just take a quick look, you will see that actually we're getting somewhere. And it's slow, but it is getting there. It's got quite a bit of depth to it, realistically. And it's looking kind of cool. So today what I thought we would do while I got you guys here is I just show you the process that we're going through. So I'm going to sell the front end loader. We're going to get a dozer and we're going to kind of doze this a little bit, try and spread it all out and level it off. But I'm also looking at going to blast this way. So we're going to blast a big hole into here, whoop, lay some conveyors, and then that will enable us to just bulldoze a lot of this dirt straight onto the conveyor system and run it through. So that is what we're going to be looking at today. So with that in mind, we might as well sell this bad boy. Well, we'll start demolishing this out. We'll blast this stuff out of here. So what we need to do is get our dray and well, just keep in line really. So we're looking at here. And hopefully that should be where we're looking. Yes! So I know this is like a little bit of a waste. But we do need this so that we can get the hole in. There we go. And if we can get a hole in here, and we can get some conveyors in here, and it'll help lessen the sort of stress that we've got when it comes to getting the mud, getting the dirt, because we're able to just kind of like loop the hole through and just doze it straight off the top, straight into the conveyor. It's been a process to do this, I won't lie to you guys. It has been a process. In fact, what we could do, we'll just check something. So if can I level this? I can level this. So I'll nick that back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. So we're not wasting too much. We'll smooth off the ground up above. Boom. So we do get a little bit of a hole here so that when we put a conveyor in, all should be well. I'm going to run these conveyors in here. Is it going to be doable? Is it going to be doable? Yes. Let's go get ourselves a... what do we want? Bulldozer. Let's go. We'll grab the 500. And this whole road system hasn't actually been making me an awful lot of money, if I'm completely honest with you. It's been okay for dirt, but money-wise, it's not been amazing. But I didn't expect it to be too great. But all I'm doing is literally just kind of trying to dig and get loads out and dig and get loads out. I have been going through the different vehicles that we've got to try and find the best solution to try and help me out here, try and give me the best that I could get. And so far, switching between the bulldozer and the front end loader has been the more useful thing for me. It's been sort of productive. I know it doesn't look like a lot, I appreciate that, but it's a long process and there is actually quite a lot of dirt here. Bearing in mind as well that when you first start to dig or blast or whatever you want to say, the top 6 meters or something is just all dirt. You got to remember that we've not got any money, or there's very little value to be had out of the first few layers because it is just all dirt. I still have to run it all through the same system, so you know it's been steady progress. But this is what I've been doing, running it out, flattening it out, and it's kind of flat. I know it's not perfect, but woo, I would like to try and get it like level with these blocks. You boys gonna turn? There we go. Yeah, so I would like to get it level with these blocks, which is fun in itself because it takes a lot of dirt to get the level right, because when you run something over that compacts it, it compacts quite a lot. So you actually lose quite a lot of dirt. Even with the roller, you run the roller over it, and like all of this up here, see how it's all bulging up? You run a roller over it and it'll be like, ooh, ooh, like it compacts down a lot. So, takes a lot more than you realise, I guess. But hopefully what we wanted to do, if I can get in, I think I've snookered myself now actually, but the idea of this was so that I could just get the dozers. See, we've got some pay dirt here now. This level is all pay dirt, and I just basically want to scrape it all off the top, and we'll just run it down into the system, and then that'll run itself through. And at the minute it's just loading up the hoppers, but in the end it'll work all the way through the system, and it'll load up all the different sorters and you know, all of that technology that we've got going on there. It's quite tricky, which is why it's sometimes easier just to use the front end loader and just dig into it. I'm hoping that with the bit that we've just put in over the other side, we should hopefully get quite a good bite out of stuff. I think being realistic as well, it's worth looking at it and going, the road that we were going to build was going to go all the way out towards that mountain up there, and it's taken so long just to get the tiny little bit of road that we've got. We might have to readjust and reevaluate what our intentions are with this road. Currently my system isn't turned on, so we won't have any dirt piling up just yet. I like to try and get the balance right, because if I run the system too much, I create too many voxels and create too many dirt balls and ball particles, if you like. It does start to lag. I've now got to the point that everybody else has been talking about, where you have so much loaded into the system that over time it starts to get really laggy, and then you have to save the game and quit out of the game. So I'm trying to get the balance right, because it takes so long for everything to process and sell. If you save the game and log out whilst you've still got dirt in the system, you lose all the dirt that's in the system, which, you know, I need. But this is one of the quickest ways, most effective ways of getting a lot of dirt. I would like to dig this whole thing a little bit lower, because where I've got all the conveyor at the minute is where all the lithium is supposed to be. See, that's good. Look at all of that. That's good. And when that comes off of the ground and goes down onto the conveyor, we're going to lag. Ooh. But look at that, that's a lot. While we're here then, we might as well just go and turn everything on. So we should get quite a lot from here. So in here, there's going to be a lot of stuff now. Okay, and I want to leave most of this top edge and start taking it out. As you see, I've actually not used an awful lot of boards here and stuff here now, because I've already been removing it to move it on. It's quite a lengthy process trying to do this wall, and if you remove too much, like here's a risk, you end up with enough daylight, so you might end up dropping dirt through it. But top layer has to stay regardless. And then all we got to do, like it's that easy, is just grab this stuff and run it out, make it fit. Which, as you're going to see, is going to be more of a challenge. Hoorah! So we do have a little bit left over. I don't want to move too much all in one go, but this is where we're sort of at now. Is that we have this great big gap down here, and this is what I've been doing. I've kind of been moving two at a time. And then once we're down here, we just got to be careful of this great big mound, because this is sort of not a problem, but it is at the same time, because we can get stuck on it, and then we can also end up just completely and utterly destroying it. So we end up losing all of the dirt. So just keep on chugging away. Here we go. So we're just skimming through this. The aim here is just to shove all of this down the hole and let that all mount up at the bottom, and eventually it brings the levels up. It's a long process. It just worked, but I just want to be able to get this out. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go. Ideally, like I say, I would like to go all the way over there, but it's a long way. It's a lot further and it's a lot longer process than I thought it was going to be, so we might leave it half built and leave it as a project to come back to. As things change with the game, it might be easier to do, who knows. But I'm just exploring the different possibilities of the game in its current state, and I am enjoying it still, you know. Now I could move the sorters around, and I still think that that's a smarter idea. Like, so the sorter's not just dropping here and I'm bulldozing it all the time, but so in fact the sorter drops where we've just sort of expanded to, if you like. So it fills up from the very bottom again. Uses the mechanic that it's got rather than me to shovel it, but I found that this is actually feels more efficient because I'm in control of the spread, and I know that I'm taking dirt away from the back to bring it to the front, but I don't know, it just feels that I'm actually doing something. It feels that I'm more constructive in what I'm doing. It could just be a massive placebo effect, but I see results, I guess, from why I'm doing this way. Just turn this on wherever you are. There we go, turn all these on, turn this on too, because the other two are still running. Anyway guys, I just thought I'd share the slow progress that is happening with the road. Let you know that we'll probably not go too far with this, but the fact is that it is actually happening. It's looking kind of cool, in my opinion. It's going to look very different, but it's going in the right direction. It's moving how we want it to move. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and I will see you again next time. Bye guys.